The first rebel, Lucifer and Melkor. Before darkness ruled the hearts of men or elves, there was a first rebellion, an echo of pride and defiance. In the Bible, Lucifer, the morning star, fell from heaven. In the Silmarillion, Melkor, the mightiest of the Ainur, turned from harmony to chaos. Two beings of light, destined to bring darkness. In both Genesis and the Silmarillion, the story of creation is incomplete without the first rebellion. Lucifer, once the shining son of the dawn, sought to ascend above God's throne. Similarly, Melkor, the most powerful of the Ainur, grew envious of the Creator's authority and desired dominion for himself. The story in the Silmarillion mirrors the Bible's, offering profound insights into the nature of pride, ambition, and corruption of the divine power. The fall of Lucifer. In the Bible, Lucifer, also known as Hillel ben Shahar, the morning star, is described in the book of Isaiah as the being who exalted himself. Quote, "You said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned in the mount of assembly." But his pride leads to his fall, and he became Satan, the adversary, no longer the bringer of light. Lucifer becomes the bringer of darkness, the tempter of humanity, and the embodiment of rebellion against God's will. This transformation is not just physical, but spiritual. Lucifer's fall reminds us that even the brightest among us can succumb to pride, a cautionary story woven into the fabric of creation. The fall of Melkor. In the Silmarillion, we see a similar arc in the story of Melkor. Known as the mightiest of the Ainur, Melkor was gifted with great power and knowledge. Yet he grew envious of Ilúvatar and sought to impose his own vision of creation. During the Ainulindalë, the great music that shaped the world, Melkor introduced discord into the harmony, defying Iru's will. His defiance mirrored Lucifer's ambition to rise above the divine order. Melkor's fall was not immediate but gradual. Over time, his desire for control consumed him, and he became Morgoth, the dark enemy, like Lucifer's transformation into Satan. Melkor's descent shows how pride can corrupt even the most powerful and radiant beings. Parallels between Lucifer and Melkor. Both Lucifer and Melkor were beings of light, created with immense potential. Yet their pride led them down a path of rebellion. In both stories, their actions result in far-reaching consequences. Lucifer's rebellion leads to his expulsion from heaven, and he becomes the adversary, tempting humanity to spreading sin. Melkor's defiance disrupts the harmony of Arda, plunging the world into strife and darkness. His malice corrupts others, including Sauron, his most loyal servant. These parallels remind us that the fall of one powerful being can ripple through all creation. Lucifer and Melkor are not merely antagonists. They are symbols of how unchecked pride and ambition can lead to destruction. Yet, there's a key distinction. In Genesis, Lucifer's rebellion is directed at God himself, while in the Silmarillion, Melkor's defiance is aimed at the very fabric of the creation. In both cases, the rebellion distorts the divine order, turning light into shadow. The corruption of others. The fall of these powerful beings does not end with their own transformation. It spreads like a contagion, corrupting others. In Genesis, Lucifer, now Satan, attempts Adam and Eve, leading to humanity's fall from grace. His whispers sow doubt and disobedience, introducing sin into the world. In the Silmarillion, Melkor extends his influence to others. Chief among them is Sauron, who begins as a Maya of great skill and wisdom. Under Melkor's guidance, Sauron is corrupted, becoming his most devoted lieutenant, and eventually the Dark Lord, as we know in The Lord of the Rings. Melkor's rebellion also corrupts the very land, breeding monsters, orcs, and darkness. Both Lucifer and Melkor shows us that rebellion is not isolated, it spreads, taking root in others, and twisting the divine intent of creation. The stories of Lucifer and Melkor reminds us the greatest threats to creation often comes from within. Their pride, their ambition, and their defiance leave scars on the worlds they once illuminated. Yet these stories also offer a warning that even the most radiant beings can fall, and their fall can alter the course of history. As we reflect on their stories, we are called to examine our own hearts, to recognize the seeds of pride and ambition that can lead to our own downfall. In these ancient narratives, we find timeless truths about human condition, the nature of power, and the enduring struggle between light and darkness. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the parallels between Genesis and the Silmarillion. If you've enjoyed exploring these themes, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. In our next episode, we will dive into another profound comparison, the fall of humanity in Genesis and the corruption of the elves in the Middle-earth. Stay tuned as we continue uncover the connections between these timeless stories.